Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Dyker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Riker. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning.
Welcome in, race fans. Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG TV, along with Billy Doc Niles, Paul the Penguin Reichert, and Radio Man Dan Dyker, fresh off of the live taping at Big Boar Barbecue last week, our title sponsor, along with the 6 to 8 Piston Pounders Car Club.
Chicken was phenomenal.
Jerry Byer, you've struck gold on the chicken. Real quick, Billy Doc Niles, he's got a brand new fried chicken dinner out there, and he told us the secret behind the taste.
Yeah, it kind of had a similar taste to something else in a national chain, but he says, you know, it's not 12 herbs and spices, it's 16 herbs and spices, and all I'm going to tell you is salt and pepper. You don't need to know the rest.
That was probably the only two I guessed out of the 16. So we want to thank Big Boar Barbecue and 6-Way Piston Pounders for having us out there. Matt Henderson had his late model and his super late model out there. John Burbach and Steve Brosda and Cheeto Hessig had their street stock, so we really appreciate that. Other sponsors we have on the program today include?
Okay, of course, Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. You know, it's summer's tailing off here, so obviously you've already had your air conditioner work done, but hey, it's going to be cold here before you know it. It's going to start them cool nights where you're going to need to heat the house up. Get that heater checked out, get it all tuned up before it's too late. And of course, fansarena.com, they supply all of our cool threads right here. Epic Medium Vinyls and Back 40 Wraps supplying us with the really cool sign back there. Couldn't do it without all these sponsors, and we can't thank them enough for being part of the 2019 season.
Going to jump right into the Crosse Speedway and the final 2 laps of late model feature number 1 from last week, and it's about time. Mike Carlson found his way into victory lane. As you see right here, Mike Carlson maintained he had quite the large lead over the entire field, almost the entire race. Nick Panitsky was bobbing and weaving all the way through. He finally got around Steve Bachman, who had a solid 3rd place finish. Follows up a 4th place finish the week before, and that was your top 3. It's going to be Steve Bachman, Nick Panitsky, and Steve Bachman in race number 1. And Panitsky, more importantly, in his fan's eyes, Billy Doc Niles finished way in front of Steve Carlson.
Picked up a big chunk on Carlson in that race right there, and hope to continue that momentum in the second one, because he's not only eyeing a La Crosse title, but he's eyeing a state title, and he's got his sights set on that national title.
Billy, take us into feature number 2 from last Saturday.
As we see the last 2 laps roll right here in front of you, it started out with Nick Mergic bolting to the lead from the front row. He's bringing Jacob Gady with him, and those two would put a pretty good distance between them and 3rd place. And when, you know, Gady just kind of staying in Mergic's tracks, looking for the right moment to strike. 3 laps to go, gets underneath him through 3 and 4. He will take the win over Mergic. And who got 3rd place here? Panitsky got 3rd in this one here. So
top 3 from Minnesota.
All 3 Minnesota boys doing great. Once again, Panitsky finishing in front of Carlson at the end of the night, knocks that lead down to 16 points behind Carlson, with double features coming this weekend, and the Oktoberfest feature going to be an interesting one here in the late model class.
And for those paying attention on the NASCAR Wheel and All-American Series points, Jacob Gady is now 3rd in the nation, 14 points behind the leaders, and the leaders are tied. Double features again, like Billy said, coming up this weekend at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. A very interesting sportsman race, at least for the first 15 laps, Paul Reichert.
Yes, about halfway through, Chris Webber got the lead. Then he had to deal with Jack Lutsheim and Tom Leathy. They were making things interesting there, but Webber held on to the victory. But
Billy Doc Niles, there was breaking news when this was done.
Yep, he went through the referee along with the rest of the top 5. The referee is the machine that checks all the measurements on the cars. It has determined that Webber and Sam Niles both a little too wide going across that. Webber and Sam Niles get tossed. Jack Lipshine is your official winner.
And now Tom Leathy is the point lead over Jeff Thompson. Jeff Thompson back by 7. Webber now back by about 26. Let's go to the street. street stocks, Billy Dockner. Let's go to the hobby stocks first, where we only had 5 cars show up, but it was a very interesting race. Robbie Robinson for the Rockford Speedway came up. Ray Burkham ran. Hasn't ran out there in about 10 years. But this night belonged to, well, you see it right there, the Magic 8-Ball racing Jason Bolster. And he not only walked away from the field, he pretty much stopped the field. After this race, there was breaking news. There it is. Raymond Hardy, your point leader, gets DQ'd.
Caleb Hardy,
yes. Gets DQ'd. Now Bolster has the point lead.
Yeah, they go through tech. Apparently, tech officials not too happy with the size of Hardy's exhaust, so he gets tossed. All of a sudden, Bolster goes from a big hole to now he's got about an 18-point lead here with just a couple races left. So this is going to be another fun one between Bolster and Hardy coming down to the end.
Billy Doc Niles, we had a 4-time winner in the street stocks this week.
Oh, it should have been a first-time winner. Jonathan Burbach looks like he's got this one in hand. Jake Chalmers would run him down, but could not do nothing with him. Chalmers looks like he's going to settle for second place as you watch the last 2 laps here. Actually, the white flag lap, watch turns 1 and 2. Burbach gets a little excited, blows her into 1 and 2, runs up the track. Merry Christmas, Jake Chalmers. You get to feature win. And I'm standing there in the infield watching that last lap, and Burbach just bouncing his head like he's beating it off his steering wheel.
Then he came up with the tower afterwards, and we all clapped for him.
Yeah, we cheered for him. Yep.
He was not happy that he knew he let that one slip.
So then you go to the points here, and Chalmers opens up his lead on Larson to 27 points. It's going to take a miracle for Chris Larson to catch him here.
Minivans were back out, and I tell you what, Penguin Matt Moore's picking up where he left off last year late.
Yes, things got interesting here when Keith Larson spun, as you see here in the last 2 laps, on the white flag lap on the back straight, and that set up a 1-lap shootout here between Moore and Rob Stanfield. Moore fought off Stanfield to claim the victory here, and Stanfield now actually holds a 48-point lead over Keith Larson, so it looks like he may be the man to beat in the minivans.
The big battle in minivans right now is which Larson is going to finish second, because there's only 4 points between the two.
Coming up this weekend, the final weekly racing show of the year before Oktoberfest, we have double late model features. Got a lot of points out there. Watch the big guns to come back over the river again. Sportsman, hobby stocks, and Hornets in the Hornet division. It's going to be a good fight there. Mark Bornitz leads Jimmy Bjorkman by 7. When we come back, we're going to go to the Tomah Sparta Speedway in the Mid-American Stock Car Series made a 40-lap visit. That's next on 7 Rivers Racing.
Want to keep your employees happy? Buy them all lunch. Hi, Jerry here at Big Boar Barbecue. We cater lunches all the time for businesses big and small, 10 to 500. We can handle it. Give us a call and we'll help you figure out a great menu. Let's face it, good people are hard to find, so we can help you keep the ones you got. My grandpa used to say, you want to keep someone happy? Feed them barbecue. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem.
Just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
And online at BigBoarBBQ.com.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your 2018 American Standard Building a Higher Standard Award winner. Call Carey today for your free estimate.
Welcome back, race fans. 7 Rivers Racing KQEG TV. Again, want to thank Jerry Byer and the gang from Big Boar Barbecue for having us out to tape the program live there last week. Had a lot of great response, a lot of great cars, a lot of good interviews, and obviously some fantastic food.
A lot of great chicken.
I got my burn ends. I was happy. I got the burn ends in, and a very tasty Mountain Dew treat, courtesy of Jerry Byer as well. Getting to the Tomah Sparta Speedway, of course, I've been the voice now of the Mid-American Stock Car Traveling Series about, I think, 5 or 6 years. I love, doesn't matter where they race, I just love these cars. I remember announcing them way back in the early 2000s when I was at the 141 Speedway when it was asphalt, like it should be. And some good names were back out again as we're going to show the last two. I wish we could show the whole thing here. Well, we're going to share the last 2 laps, and we're going to share the last 8 minutes of this race coming up in segment 3. Jason Tomah, he's only 14 points on the championship lead. As a hot shoe to win this thing, it's knocked down in the end of lap number 1 because another driver blew a tire, threw him up into turn 2. He couldn't make it his way back out. Talking about blowing up, Cody Clubb has an insurmountable lead in this race. You're going to see his car here spark, and it sparked for darn near 22 laps. Broke the sway bar, and as he's leading this race, he's watching the sparks, knows people are coming up behind him. Ron Vandermeer Jr., who hadn't even had a chance to qualify or run a heat race, was in this one as well. And in the end, well, I'll tell you what, Ron Vandermeer Jr. gets the win. He had to start in the trunk, climbed his way through 17 cars, and would get his second win of the year. But Billy Doc Niles, you're running 22 laps in a Mid-American stock car with a sway bar that's completely destroyed, sparking over the track on both the left and right-hand side, melting other parts along to it. What are you thinking?
You're holding on for dear life. I mean, that is not a great feeling in the world. That sway bar does help with a lot of the control in the front end, and that front end is going all over the place, especially when you're diving into the corner, because that sway bar kind of helps the dive when you go in. Not so much when it ain't hooked up. So
that was incredible that he even had a top 3, let alone finish in the second in this one there. Modifieds were out, and there was a dirt beam on.
Yes, we had a driver by the name of Dustin Wudstruck from Tigerton, Wisconsin, who normally races with the IMCA Sport Mods at Shawano, and he was actually on his way to Deer Creek Saturday night to race there, so he came to Tomah to shake his car down, see how things went, and that was pretty crazy to see a dirt car there, yeah.
He had the entire beam-on setup on that, where his car, he was three-wheeling it around the entire racetrack during the entire feature, and on the second lap on a turn 2, the front end came up off the ground. It was
whoa,
never seen it
that was crazy.
It was cool. It was cool. Then he ended up getting into it with DeVito, and it ended his night.
Yeah, unfortunately it did, yeah. But Larry DeVito looked good for a while there. He was looking great in that modified race. But fast qualifier Nick Quinnell came along, took the lead about 5 laps in, and he ended up claiming his second win of the season.
Hobby stocks are back out in full force again, and a man that went down to Dells Raceway Park for the first time ever on Saturday night, he got quick time, and he won the feature. Also, the night before, capitalized again at Tomah, Billy Doc Niles.
Yeah, well, this one starts out, Alec Rude would lead the first lap until Bill Schott comes along. Schott would assume command on the second lap. And that wouldn't last very long either. A tangle on the 4th lap tightens everybody up, and here comes Andy Moore on the outside. Moore would get around Schott and just take off from there as you're watching the last few laps here. Hardy, after that tangle with Hendrickson on the 4th lap, he starts coming back through the field. He will get by Schott for second place, but runs out of time. Moore will go on to win. Hardy is second. Schott will be third.
Mini Stocks and Hornets mixed it up in the same race last week. Saw the return of Steven Rosick. I have not said that name announcing in many, many years. Of course, Rosick's phenomenal in running Bandits and any kind of a 4-cylinder car, maybe even a 6 every now and then. So it was pretty much Steven Rosick and Paul Finch the entire way for the mini stock feature, and Steven Rosick would hold off Finch to take his first win in probably about 3 or 4 years that I can remember at the Tomah Sparta Speedway. The Hornets were running in the meantime. Last year's champ, the Rhinestone Cowboy Alec DeVito started to charge his way through the Hornet field. You really thought he had a good run at getting this thing done. But Andy Barney, the number 10 from La Crosse, drove I think he stole his daughter's car, brought it out to Tomah, ends up winning the feature. I ended up talking to him afterwards. Remember, folks, she wrecked 2 weeks ago. He said there's a lot of junk that's broken on that car. Even though he got the win, they're going to be hammering it all week long.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, Credit Union, the TACU Credit 6-shooters.
Oh, yes. Tim Murphy got out to the lead here, and, man, he looked like he might have a chance to claim his first ever win at Tomah. But Matt Moore and Dan Fry had to, they came from way, way back in the pack, made their way through.
Back again, side by side.
Fry got all the way up to second and really started to take some big bites out of Murphy's lead, and Fry got around him with just 2 laps to go to end up scoring yet another feature win.
Billy Doc Niles, as La Crosse Speedway has one more race this weekend, the regular season points race before Thursday of Oktoberfest. Tomah's getting down there. Championship night for Tomah's August 31st, but we got a couple of races left.
Yeah, things are going to tighten up here. Action continues this week with the Sportsmen, the Modifieds, the Hobby Stocks, the Hornets, the 6-shooters, and the Mini Stocks. Also, right after qualifying, they're going to have kids rides, so make sure you get your kids signed up. Get a ride around the Tomah Speedway. Plus, the Chaos Division is back with the double spin to win, so that's going to be a fun one to watch, especially on that tight quarter mile. Gates open at 4 o'clock, qualifying at 6. First green flag drops at 7:30.
And believe it or not, the only points race of the Tomah Sparta Speedway that's even close is the Chaos Division. And you're looking at Dan Fryer leading Tim Murphy by 1 point, Dustin McCracken by 18. Looking at the other point standings, Brad the Wildman Wilds has an insurmountable lead for the Modifieds. David Borntrager leads Jay Schillen, the Sportsman. Borntrager's also trying to win a championship at another track.
Yeah, this is something I haven't seen done since Kevin Noodleman was running the Sportsman class, to win a Sportsman track championship at Tomah and the Dells. I think Noodleman did it 2 years in a row, so this is pretty impressive to see someone do it again.
Andy Moore leads Raymond Hardy by 29 in the Hobby Stocks. It's Jazzy Meyer leading Jordan Finch by 31. Jordan Finch had the point lead almost the entire season until Jaslyn Meyer picked up 2 feature wins this year. Looking at the 6-shooters, Dan Fry pretty much going to walk away winning that championship. For the Mini Stocks, it's going to be Paul Finch. And the Chaos event, of course, you heard Billy talk about double spin to win coming up this weekend. And Dan Fry, Tim Murphy are going to go.
Yeah, they got Chaos. They're going to have another Chaos next week, too, I see. So.
And then September 14th is the Chaos Night of Destruction. Look at the Tomah Sparta Speedway Facebook page or the website for more information. They're going to blow up some stuff. When we come back, got to show you Cody Clubb. Billy Doc Niles is going to be watching intently to see how he can hold on for 20 laps. This was a 40-lap feature. We're going to show the last 20 laps with a broken sway bar next on KQEG TV.
You want barbecue, but she doesn't? What do? Hi, Jerry here at Big Boar Barbecue. We know not everyone wants barbecue. That's why we feature so much more, like our fried chicken, Philly steak sandwich, meatloaf, great burgers, salads, wraps, and more. So keep peace in the family, stop in and try something from our extensive menu. It's so much cheaper than a divorce. Big Boar and more, Highway 16 West Salem.
Just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your 2018 American Standard Building a Higher Standard Award winner. Call Carey today for your free estimate.
Welcome back, Summers Racing, KQEG TV. That's Bill, that's Paul, I'm Dan. Jesse's way behind the green cloud. Hey, Mid-American Stock Car Series came up last weekend at the Tomah Sparta Speedway. The best of the best were out there, and we were talking earlier. I can't wait to see sway bar that's busted.
I can't wait to see this. I have not seen this on Facebook yet, so I'm really interested to see how this guy did this for 20 laps.
And how Ron Vandermeer Jr. came with no qualifying, no heat race. Came out of Rockford to run this thing, so it was a 4-hour trek in the rain, and he started in the back.
So he trickled it.
Very, very much trickled it. Let's watch right now.
Let's go back to green with the Mid-American Stock Car Series. And Cody Clubb will swipe away the race lead from Meyerhofer. Can he hold on for 28 more? This is going to get interesting. It's Clubb, Meyerhofer, Gudnick, Gilliman, and Vandermeer Jr. There's your top 5. Still trying to find daylight. Lekas Jr. the 99, and Devin Schmidt in the 20. Clubb now trying to step away from the field a tad bit. It's called breathing room. Ron Vandermeer Jr. on the prowl to the outside of Gilliman. He jaunts. Top 5 is on the line. Moster will pass the 199 of Scroggum. Again, here come your top three rolling off of 4. It's Club, Meyerhofer, Gutnick, Gilliman, and Vandermeer Jr. Devin Schmidt just rolling around in the tread marks of Gilliman to try to stay in the top 6. Leak is all by himself, the green 99 and 7th. The second race going on is being led by Krieger. Then it's Clemens, Messel, Boster, and Scroggum. Cody Club, that may be coming off a trailing arm, maybe a break. He's been sparking the last 2 laps. Something is definitely going wrong in Cody Club's number 23. Meyerhofer and Gutnick will just kind of trail around and see what develops, but there's more sparks coming. Cody Club leads at the halfway mark, 20 in, 20 to go, but his car's failing. Sparks from both the back left and right tires. Vandermeer Jr. will take Gutnick to task. That's for 3rd and 4th. Momentarily. Well, it's survival of the fittest. Cody Club, he's got sparks coming from the front right tire as well now. Not sure if that rotor's just getting roasted or what's going on. 17 to go. Watch his front end. Man, is that thing just lit up like a Christmas tree. Here comes Vandermeer Jr. Around Meyerhofer, he goes for 2nd. Gutnick wants to come with him. Gutnick will take 3rd away from Meyerhofer. Devin Schmidt now running 5th. You got to wonder, is Meyerhofer's car going away? 16 to go, now Markham 15. Ron Vandermeer Jr. has reeled in your race leader. Club doing everything he can to keep that thing on all 4s around lap traffic while the sparks continually fly. Vandermeer thought about going to the inside. He can't get past Scroggum. Leaders deep into lap traffic with 14 to go. Cody Club still making it work. 2 features left, modifieds and 6-shooters. Vandermeer Jr. but a half car behind, saying, what is that car going to give up? 11 to go. Here comes Vandermeer Jr. on the rail again to the inside. He's going to back out of it. And again, he'll make the attempt. He's your point leader, and he's showing you why. Vandermeer Jr. from the trunk to the top spot. Club back to 2nd. Gutnick running 3rd. Meyerhofer 4th. Devin Schmidt in the top 5. Again, Cody Club, what an impressive run he's got going on. Something obviously broke in the back of the past 12 laps. Sparks coming from the right front, both back tires. Not lost power at all. As your leaders come up on more lap traffic. Vandermeer Jr. mispractice, misqualifying. Started in the back. made his way to the front with 12 to go. Cody Clubb holding on to an ill car. Bobby Gutnick still getting it done as they make their way through lap traffic. 6 to go. Lap starting to wind down. Score them 4 remaining. 36 laps in, it's Ron Vandermeer Jr., Cody Clubb, and a bunch of lap traffic. Bobby Gutnick's going to have to settle for third if it stands how it is now. Look at the battle here between Meyerhofer and your quick time qualifier, Devin Schmidt. Schmidt now to the outside of Meyerhofer as he makes a run going on. 2 laps remain. Devin Schmidt again making a nice run on Meyerhofer. He wants to hop of the top 4. This time by the trials and tribulations will be shown with a white flag. Ron Vandermeer Jr., no practice, no qualifying, will retain the Mid-American Stock Car Series point lead. As he rolls up a turn 4, he'll take the checkered flag.
Wow, 20 laps racing like that is incredible. Vandermeer Jr. coming from the trunk. 40 laps is a long time, but not on a short track. So 2 impressive runs right there, I believe. That's incredible.
Really feel bad for Jason Tomah. You didn't get to see it. Lap number 1 is just about to complete. I think it was Ron Demers.
Matt Clements.
It was Matt Clements in his 99. Blew a tire, forced Tomah into the wall in turn 2, shot his entire night. Tomah did come back. I think he took 6 at Jefferson the next night, but man, that was tough. But to win that thing with all those good Mid-American Stock Car Series drivers from the back rows is a testament by itself. Cody Clubb had told me the day after that not only was the entire back, it was the back end sway bars. You saw the sparks completely broken. Whatever was attached to it was melting. It was so hot for 20 laps.
Yeah,
that's driven. That's incredible.
You know, and you got some neoprene stuff kind of holding that thing together. So yeah, it takes some intense heat to really make that stuff melt. Yeah. So congratulations to him for getting through the race.
2 more races, by the way, for the Mid-American Stock Car Series as Vandermeer is trying to get back-to-back championships. Never been the Rockford Short Track Nationals coming up the end of September, and of course Oktoberfest. That's going to do it for the program. Check us out on YouTube. 7 Rivers Racing. Every show for the past 10 years is practically up there, and we'll just be putting that up here in a couple of days. For Doc and for Paul and for myself, Dan Dyker, we appreciate you joining us on the program. We appreciate all of our sponsors. We will see you right here next week on 7 Rivers Racing.
You've been watching 7 Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Dyker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Riker. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. Thanks for watching 7 Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.
Want to keep your employees happy? Buy them all lunch. Hi, Jerry here at Big Boar Barbecue. We cater lunches all the time for businesses big and small, 10 to 500. We can handle it. Give us a call and we'll help you figure out a great menu. Let's face it, good people are hard to find, so we can help you keep the ones you got. My grandpa used to say, you want to keep someone happy? Feed them barbecue. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem.
Just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
And online at BigBoarBBQ.com.